here, and I'm here with the first episode of my all drivers career mode series. We're going to drive as Roman Grosjean, so we've got 5 laps for the first round of the season. It's going to be underway now, and away we go. Friday, we're going to sneak on the inside of Ricardo. We almost touched a side pod. Somehow there wasn't any contact. A little bit of drama up ahead. We can see Verstappen is completely pulled over the side of the track, and Ricardo is going to have much better straight line speed than us. He's just going to fly past us. But we're going to try and hold it down the inside. But there's a man who's come out of the pits, a lap car, and he's completely screwed over us. Massa's just turned into us a little bit there. Car isn't accelerating that well. Kvyat's right behind us. He could get us a line here. He's going for it, and we just about hold him off. But what's this? We're P6. How? Okay, here is the click spin wheel. Which driver will we be racing with for the Malaysian Grand Prix? Let's find out. Oh, okay. Felipe Nasr. We're going to be driving a Sauber. Pretty tricky. It's going to be a tricky race, I think. They're not very good at downforce. Straight line speed's okay, I think. So I think it's going to be kind of like the Lotus in a way. Alright, well I guess we'll see. Let's find out for the race. What is going on, guys? Pompson87 here, and as you heard there, that was my live reactions from the spin wheel we did for the Malaysian Grand Prix. So we're racing as Felipe Nasr for this race, so it'll be a bit tricky for sure. It's definitely a lower level sort of team. It's pretty much sort of borderline McLaren sort of car performance. At least, yeah, they were the third worst car over the 2015 season, pretty much. Or like on average, I mean. So here we are. We're going straight into Q2 of this this race weekend, as Q1 and practice passed up pretty much about instant, really. I got through Q1 on a set of options though, so this car is lacking performance. I said it would be quite like the Lotus. In the intro there, but really, well, it does have good straight line speed. Actually has not bad downforce. The traction though is very challenging, I found, in this car. Not that great rear end grip, but it wasn't that bad, and I improved things setup wise for this GP to make it much faster. But also on the screen I'm going to show now is the standings from the first round, the Australian Grand Prix, as you guys, a lot of you guys voted, and you guys voted to just keep the results that were displayed at the end of the session. So that was me with 8 points now, behind the two behind Hamilton, the 2 Ferraris and stuff. So yeah, last race out wasn't the best. We got lucky at the end with a glitch, really, more than anything. So we're hoping for a little bit of redemption from the Malaysian Grand Prix, so let's see how it goes. It'll be quite challenging though, especially in this sort of car. So here we are. This is my fastest run once again in qualifying, which I'm going to play out for you guys as a whole. We're in Q2 and hopefully we can get through the session. There's no big surprises of who dropped out in Q1 either. So it looks quite dry at the moment as well. It looks blue skies, not much happening at the moment though. Malaysia is very notorious for weather changes, so we could have some rain during the race, or even later on in quality. We're not quite sure just yet. So we're just going through the lap. It's a pretty tidy lap so far, as the AI guys ahead of me are setting purple lap times, 137s, 138s. I think the 137s were in Q3, but from the fast lap time here was a 138, and we did the lap time was 130. I can't really read the preview, but at the moment, we are quite a way behind. We're behind Grosjean, who is back after his absence last round. So we went quite wide at the penultimate corner there. Definitely another bogey corner of me. So we're going through the hairpin. Took out very nicely, actually. It was a very nice run through there. On the power quite early. DRS open. We're going to come towards the line, and we jumped ahead of Grosjean. So 138.5. So it's not actually that bad. It's a pretty good lap time there, and I believe we actually retire after the session, and we do get through to Q3. Though, unfortunately, well, my decision, because we did 2 runs there, and I used a set of options for Q1, I decided to retire and not start a run in Q3, as I didn't think I'd progress that much. I probably would have got maximum 8th, maybe.
So I decided not to start a run, keep a fresh set of option tyres for the race. I probably need. I'm not quite sure what the strategy will be. So we're qualified P10. Let's go into the race. Oh God, no! Oh, look at that rain! Oh no, this is gonna be terrible. Oh wow. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, it's pissing down and rain pretty much. It's probably going to be full wet conditions. There we are, qualifying P10. Ricardo, Grosjean, Verstappen, Massa, Raikkonen, Vettel, Bottas, and the two Mercedes looking at the front row once again. I doubt we'll be seeing those much today, though, if I'm honest. So we're going to go through the setup now. I did a lot of setup work into this race, and I definitely felt much better. As we're going for the strategy, it probably has only one stop if it stays full wet throughout. So yeah, we're going to round 2 on my sub leaderboard, but hoping for a good race, make the best out of the conditions. I mean, they might pay in our favour, I don't know, but we haven't actually done any wet practice pretty much at all before this. So we're going now towards 5-row lights, and away we go right now. And we get an average start. Actually, it's not too bad, weirdly, even though we're struggling for traction in the full wet conditions. There wasn't that much wheel spin. Kvyat got slightly better start to go side by side, and he dives bomb pretty much everyone into turn 1. We very cautious on the brakes. We tap the back of Kvyat, and that makes us back out of the move. And Ricardo goes down the outside of us as Grosjean side by side as well. We're being very cautious on the first few corners of this lap here, so we probably could have been more aggressive if we wanted to. But I just wanted to play it safe, be cautious, as I didn't know how the conditions would react with the car. I haven't done wet weather racing in ages. And we tapped the back of Verstappen just about, as I'm saying there, it's very easy to just outbrake yourself in the conditions. Look at the traction as well, how challenging it is. Especially this car, it struggles on traction a lot as it was. But going through these long corners there, the car didn't actually feel that bad. We pretty much caught up to Verstappen there, and going through this double right-hander, take a very nice line, and we get past Verstappen. He backs out of it, actually. I wasn't expecting him. I was expecting to just back off and maybe overtake him into the hairpin here. But he just completely pulled out the move. There was no contact. I didn't push him wide or anything. So it's a bit odd, yeah. So he just backed out the move, and now we're in P9 behind the 2 Red Bulls. But before we progress later on in the race, we're going to go back to where the yellow flag incident at turn 4. See what happened here. So we're on board with Pastor Maldonado in the Lotus. About 3 wide cars ahead. We've got Force India, Toro Rosso, and a Sauber. And the Force India skates across the track and hits Maldonado. So Maldonado's a bit of a passenger there, weirdly. So weirdly wasn't causing that incident. Here we are, lap 2, and we're right behind the Red Bulls. We actually have good pace to start this race, weirdly. I didn't expect to have good pace in the full wet conditions, especially as I admit I struggle with traction quite a bit in this game, and traction is something you really don't have when you're in full wet tyres and stuff. But we're going to dive bomb Ricardo at the hairpin. He sees us going, backs out of it. We go quite wide, but fully stay on track. But Ricardo's got a bit better traction going that corner. He's done the switchback on us, but we're much closer. And with the Sauber straight line speed and the Renault powered Red Bull slow straight line speed, we're going to slipstream and go down the inside into the first corner, and that's the job done. We're into P8 ahead of the first Red Bull, and now we've got our sights on Kvyat and the other Red Bull. I'm surprised the Red Bulls aren't doing that well, considering high downforce, which you'll need in the wet weather. Surprised they're not for other positions, maybe ahead of the Williams and stuff. But yeah, we're going to look at that replay again. That's a beautiful move. If X-Matty G was commentating this, he'd be shouting hairpin time right now, because that was definitely a hairpin moment. But yeah, as you can see there, we're slipstreaming, use the Sauber straight line speed to full effect there. And on the end of the next lap, we're still quite close behind Kvyat. Ricardo hasn't really dropped to slow. He's still right on the back of us as we get pretty poor traction out of the final corner. And Ricardo's going to try and get past us into the first corner. But his straight line speed is no match. So even with slipstream, he can't get past. But it's going to be late on the brakes anyway. It's going to look for the inside line. We miss the apex quite a bit. And it's looking for the inside, but we hold the inside line for turn 2. And leave Ricardo out to dry, and he can't get the position now, pretty much. As we get terrible traction through turn 3. I don't know why, but on this lap I struggle for traction more than the other 2. I don't know if my tyres are going cold or whatever, but we're going to turn 4 now, and this is where I lose the traction the most, and it costs me those. So we just twitch, we just go on the power a bit too much. And Ricardo gets ahead, and we collide slightly with Grosjean. No damage to both of us, so didn't really lose us much time either. Well, Ricardo didn't didn't lose Grosjean much time, is what I mean, but he goes very quite slow out that right-hander. And with Floppies inside going to the fast right, that was a quite brave move there, and the yellow flag. So we're going to see what happened to Grosjean after I passed him, because I didn't touch him. That was a clean move, but Grosjean runs out wide and then collides with Verstappen, and he goes spinning in circles and holds up the train of cars behind, led by my teammate Marcus Ericsson, who's doing a good job of holding everyone up. But you can see he runs off track and then rejoins the track quite dangerously on the racing line and hits the Toro Rosso. So that's unlucky for Grosjean there, as we're now going on to lap 9, and we've got Verstappen behind us. Red Bulls have dropped us a little bit now, unfortunately, and we get poor traction once again out of that corner. I don't know why, but that corner especially, out of everyone on this track, I had worse traction. I'm not quite sure why. But later on in the lap, we're still right behind Verstappen as he get good grip through that right now. We're closing up on him, and we're going to make a dive bomb move going into the penultimate corner. And we make it stick. We keep 2 wheels on the track as well, so there's no corner cuts in there. As we get slightly twitchy exits, not that early on the power. Verstappen's probably going to try and have a move. I mean, Verstappen, aggressive racer he is. He's going to try and make a move into the final corner. He's on the inside, we have to give him room. And we run out slightly wide in the exit, so that means he's going to better run, better traction. Going towards the first corner at the start of lap 10. Yeah, but it looks like we've got the position fairly stable for now. I mean, the Sauber OP straight line speed, we brake quite nicely. We don't have to touch the apex, but unfortunately we try and get the apex in the second part. And I didn't realise Verstappen was there, and we've both spun each other round in circles. That's bad. If I'm honest, that probably was my fault more than Verstappen's. We're going to look at the replay anyway. We're going to look first at the move we did up the inside of Verstappen. That was a very nice move. I can watch that again all day. That was beautifully done. But going into the first corner now, as you can see, we're not that far behind the Red Bulls, so we didn't have that bad pace over the last couple of laps. But Verstappen goes to the inside line, and I just didn't see him, if I'm honest. There was only just enough room, so I'm not really sure if Verstappen should have been there. Might have been like Magnussen, Raikkonen in 2014. We see Verstappen gets caught around, and well, yeah. I mean, I said in this series that there was no flashbacks. Any mistakes could be fatal for me, and well, there we go. I kind of make mistakes. It's saw that Verstappen actually spun his teammate there as well. So yes, Toro Rosso's not faring too well at the moment. There you go. At the end of lap 10, I decided to do a risky strategy. I went in the pit, so another set of wet tyres. As I was scheduled to come in 4 laps later, but I was risking it on the rain getting lighter later on the race. So I thought, I might as well change, get the undercuts on all the cars ahead. Maybe I can jump the Red Bulls in strategy. I'm not quite sure. So I rejoined the track in 17th place behind the banner of Stevens, actually. So we caught up with a few laps later, and we just dive bomb into turn 1. Manor is no mattress really, and he knows there's no point fighting position, even with a Sauber. So we now got into P16 on lap 14. So at the end of this lap, all the AIs should be pitting in, and look at them, they're all pitting in. We now move up to P11, P10, P9, and will it P7 even? So I think both Red Bulls and Massa's now behind us. So it's a bit of calamity in the pit stops. Not quite sure if there's, I don't know, if there's any collisions or anything like that, but we're now into P7. Now unfortunately guys, I may have made a bit of an error. As you can see here, all the cars I pitted are in intermediate tyres. That's a pretty costly error, unfortunately. So all we can do now is pretty much stay out as long as possible on our wet tyres before changing to the intermediates, as we don't know how long the intermediate conditions are. They might make another pit stop for the Inters. But here we go. The Inter's definitely prevailing. As you can see, Massive flies past us on the Inter's tyres after catching us up. But we've had enough of these wets now. We're going to pit on the end of lap 17. We see dive bomb him as we brake much later going to the pit lane. Luckily, Massa realises what we're doing there and lets us go into the pit lane. So now we're going to pit for a set of intermediate tyres. Let's just see how much this will cost us, because it'll cost us quite a bit really. We're going to drop outside the points for sure. There we go. Is that teammate going to get past there probably? Button Perez, yeah, we're just trying to do on the pit lane. It was a risky strategy error, and I thought it could have worked off, but unfortunately it hasn't. So, well, these are things sometimes. Strategy errors sometimes work out, sometimes they don't, and there's definitely one of those cases where they don't. But lap 22, still into the conditions, and Ricciardo has pitted for some reason rejoined behind us. So, not quite sure why the AI pitted. There can't be dry tyres. Have they pitted for another set of inters? We're about to see as Ricardo has caught up to the back of us. And yeah, as intermediate tyres is on. We're up to P8, so it looks like the AI have pitted again. So if we could stay out on the intermediate tyres until there's dry conditions, we could be a shot with racing, I don't know, the Red Bulls or Massa again maybe. And definitely have a good points position, but we're going to get the position back from Ricardo as we slipstreamed him. And we're going to dive bomb into turn 1, just about no contact as well. It's so close to the side of the side pod. Very much like the battle we had in Melbourne. So it looks like maybe a recurring theme for this season is a lot of battles with Daniel Ricciardo. As we know, as a clean racer he is, as onto lap 24, his slipstreaming still spitting rain, mind you, so that's significant. As I thought, it was still quite wet conditions. Maybe Ricciardo diving over inside. We're going to try hold around the outside of the hairpin, but Ricciardo's going for the pit lane instead, and it's completely Maldonado'd us, like Maldonado in 2013. He just cuts through straight into the pit lane, and I'm now missing the time for the dry tyres. I didn't realise that. I thought there was going to be at least another lap. As he saw there going up the back straight, it was still spitting with rain. So I thought it wasn't quite right for dry tyres, but I guess it is. All the AIs are pitting, so I followed them in. It seems I was quicker to go in the pit lane anyway, but Button goes into a good box. We hold up Ricardo a little bit, so good for... Oh, wait, hang on, though. That's Ericsson pitting ahead. Oh, we're going to be held up as well. Oh, no. This has gone from bad to worse. We're going to drop outside the points again. Just when things are looking promising for my race, it's completely screwed up. But we're 13th. We're not far from behind points. I think there's Button ahead. I think in 10th place. So we could still get them out. It's not over. We could at least salvage 1 point. They break very late. The tyres got up to temperature very well. Which I wasn't expecting in these conditions. We completely mug Sainz off. He was going very slowly. And now we've got the Force India of Perez ahead in P11. And we've got Button not far up the road. We've got 4 laps left to go. Will we do it? Will we get 10th place? And I don't think we can be able to catch Ericsson. He's a bit of the way up the road now. After his pit crew decided to service him instead of me. But what can we help really as we get a nice run through the air section. We're all over the back of Perez. He's going very slowly. I don't think it's ties up the temperature at all. And we're going to fly up his inside, going to the right-hander. That was a very nice side-by-side action with Perez there. And we have good pace for some reason on these dry tyres. We're just absolutely flying around. I think it's 1.5 laps later, we're caught up to the back of Button. In him is a McLaren Honda. We've got DRS. The DRS has been made available once again. And can we get it? We're quite far behind. We had a bit of poor exit into the final corner, but look at the straight line speed. We're going to dive bomb it into turn 1, and we lock up a little bit, but we make the move stick. That's a very good move there. And we're up to P10, and unfortunately we just couldn't catch Ericsson. I was pushing like crazy in the final 2 laps though, and we did get the gap down at least by 2 seconds. So, but unfortunately Ericsson's going to get us. We're going to get beaten by our teammate of Marcus Ericsson of all people. So it's a bit disappointing, very disappointing result unfortunately. P10, but what can you do? Unfortunately, you always have bad races, unfortunately, in a season. They can't all be good races. You're always going to have, like, one race where you can collide with everyone, unfortunately. And, yeah, unfortunately, 10th place, only 1 point. At least we did get in the points, so hopefully we can get in the points at least every race this season. But quite disappointing. We did have the pace for a while there. We were racing the Red Bulls for sure during that race, but fortunately we stuffed it up a little bit. Verstappen got a penalty there, so it might be his collision with me, I'm not quite sure. But, yeah, not the best race, guys, but that's the thing with no flashbacks. I want to keep the racing real, keep the results proper, no scripting or anything like that. So, yeah, unfortunately there's going to be races like that, and now we're going to look at the championship standings. It's moved us down to 8th place in the championship standings. We're behind Kvyat now, so that's not really that great. So we need redemption for the next round. We need to hopefully have a fast car, and we need to win. Or get a good position, because the Mercedes are just walking away with it at the moment, and we can't let that happen. For us to stay in the championship, we need to actually have a strong result next round. So I hope that's possible, guys. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next race, the Chinese Grand Prix. Not one of my favourites again, but I'll see you guys then. Palms out.